Before filing for bankruptcy, Mike Tyson was spending over $100,000 per month on jewelry, clothing, and watches. While Sheryl Swoops, aka the female Michael Jordan's bankruptcy was so brutal, by the end of it, she had to sell her own awards just to pay for rent. However, let's begin by talking about Evander Holyfield, who had to file for bankruptcy after 3 separate divorces, reckless spending, failed business investments, and consistent child support payments. You see, Evander Holyfield had 11 children with 6 different women, and almost every marriage resulted in some kind of settlement agreement where Evander Holyfield would lose his wealth or had a restraining order. For an example, his first divorce. Paulette Holyfield, or now known as Paulette Bowen. Paulette Bowen received a divorce settlement of about $4 million in 1991 after 6 years of marriage. 5 years later, in 1996, Evander Holyfield divorced again, which the terms of this settlement were not disclosed. The court papers indicated that Holyfield estimated his worth more than $90 million at the time. His third divorce would occur in 2012, during which it would be discovered that Evander Holyfield allegedly hit his third wife in an argument over church donations, which resulted in a temporary restraining order. And to this day, it is said to be unclear whether the incident resulted in a criminal investigation. But seemingly, the matters got much worse for the boxer. Holyfield entered into another settlement agreement that saw Candy receive a huge amount of cash and property, which also included child and spouse support. And after Evander Holyfield blamed his bankruptcy on Candy, Marion Jones was certainly better at managing her divorces, although she definitely had a weakness when it came to performance-enhancing drugs. After cultivating her career as a successful runner, Marion Jones entered into the news headlines after Marion Jones became the fastest woman in the world at one point, while later being suspected of using steroids. As a result, leading to pleaded guilty to lying to federal investigators about her drug use, and later admitted to having taken steroids, although in 2008 officially stripped off her 5 gold medals and was sentenced to 6 months in prison for providing false statements to federal investigators. Yet during her situation, it took a turn for the worst, before Marion Jones going to prison, losing out on a $2.5 million house in North Carolina due to foreclosure. And it was so brutal she had to even sell her mother's house. Marion Jones owed more than $300,000 back to the IRS in taxes. Her last track coach won a Texas court judgment for $240,000 for unpaid training fees and legal expenses, and racking up over hundreds of thousands of dollars in legal fees. Ultimately, Marion Jones drained her finances to bankruptcy, while Maradona was able to keep his accomplishments, but had unpaid taxes worth up to $54 million in less than 7 years, leading Maradona to declare for bankruptcy in 2009. Maradona earned this money by winning some of the biggest achievements in football, including the Serie A, UEFA Cup, and a World Cup. Yet Maradona's insane net worth began to diminish after his remarkable generosity. As an Argentine journalist who had always been close to Maradona, all they had to do was ask and he gave. A lawyer who helped Maradona fight long-standing tax evasion charges claimed that he had almost nothing left in his bank account. He died poor. And although Maradona died cash poor, it seems the value of his assets might have been nothing but that, with prestigious properties, 6 luxury cars, and image right contracts that will remain in effect even after his death. Maradona's estimated net worth was up to $150 million. To this day, Maradona will never have to pay the Italian government $54 million in taxes. While Owens was certainly better at paying taxes, however not his child support payments, leading to declare for bankruptcy in 2012. You see, Owens has only 4 children with 4 different women, and every child resulted in child support requirements. For an example, Owens' monthly child support payments were insane. Baby Mama 1, which was $20,000 a month, and at the same time bought her a $100,000 house. Baby Mama 2, again $20,000 a month. Baby Mama 3, $13,400 a month in child support, and Baby Mama 4, a low $5,000 a month, totaling $58.4 a month in just child support payments. But later, a representative for Owens claimed he's tried to keep paying all of these mothers what they're used to year after year, basically putting himself into a financial crisis. He has always paid his child support payments and he loves his kids, which eventually every child support payment would then have to be reduced.
Mortgage of all the real estate that I do have, and on top of that, child support.
And when combined with more monthly expenses, such as Owen's various properties costing up to $62,000 a month, even foreclosed one of his houses and was forced to put all but two for sale, alongside with poor suggestions from his financial advisors, according to Owens, leading to his financial downfall. Sheryl Swoops, not related in any sort of way, just often known as the female Michael Jordan, with Swoops' skill set, success, and swagger led many people to compare her to Jordan. But unlike Michael Jordan, Sheryl Swoops had to sell all her awards and accolades just to pay the bills. It is still uncertain the reason why she filed for bankruptcy in 2004, even though she earned over $50 million throughout her WNBA career. At the time of bankruptcy, records revealed that she owed more than $700,000 and $275,000 to the IRS, and due to a series of bad investment and poor money management representatives, and a lack of indication on where Swoops' $50 million disappeared. But with Michael Jordan dominating unlike anyone else in league history, and even became a billionaire. However, Sheryl Swoops saw her fortune of $50 million disappear right in front of her eyes. As the final person makes these numbers look like loose change, Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson didn't only become one of the greatest heavyweight boxers of all time, but he's also made reportedly $103 million just on one fight, plus a further $90 million over 3 separate fights. In the peak of Mike Tyson's career, it estimated $400 million. So when he announced he's filing for bankruptcy in 2003, with debts totaling $27 million, the entire world was thinking the same thing. How did this happen? Well, after $27 million in debt leading to various reasons, and with bankruptcy documents revealing that Mike Tyson still owed money to unpaid taxes to the IRS, and owing hundreds of thousands of dollars to a former lawyer, financial manager, a former boxing trainer, and a music producer. Tyson could command $30 million payouts for each fight. However, eventually that no longer became the case. Despite this, Mike Tyson wouldn't slow down on spending his money. Mike Tyson's wild desire to live fast and spend his money extravagantly, and once invited 700 people to help him celebrate his 30th birthday party, costing him $580,000 for one night. And Tyson's attorney presented a bankruptcy reorganization plan to fight as many as 7 times in the next 3 years to help pay off the debt worth up to $27 million. And according to Google, Mike Tyson now has built up a net worth up to $10 million over the last 5 years.